And we're back with another episode of the Pals Podcast. I am your co-host, Danny Galarno.
And I am Ricky Liordi. And Danielle, who did we have on today?
Tychon Carter.
Yeah, Tychon, one, he's a beauty. Two, he's a winner of Big Brother Canada, also on the Amazing Race Canada, also Virgin 99, what do they call it, Toronto Man's dating game? I forget what they call it.
Bachelor.
Yeah, it's like a Bachelor version, but the Virgin
It's like
99.
Bachelor, Love is Blind mixed together on a radio show.
Yeah, it was really cool. No, but we had a good conversation. We talked about his podcast. We talked about like his content, what he's about. Obviously, Big Brother Canada, Amazing Race, the Toronto Man's dating game, and a lot of other things. And he's like a great leader in the mental health space, specifically with men. And he's really making a conscious effort to help change the stigma behind mental health with men and just in general. He does a lot of speaking engagements. He's very vocal on social media. Just overall, really good dude and great male representation for mental health.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like he was just very self-aware in so many aspects. And
yeah,
you can tell that's something he's worked on over the years. And to be honest, my favorite conversation was about Big Brother. Because I was just absolutely flabbergasted.
Some very wild things from Big Brother. Yeah, I was not expecting
I just was not expecting it from that show specifically. Like, I knew they were very isolated, but it's just hearing it hands-on. But it also kind of shows, I feel like, it shaped into who he is now. Correct. And it helped him kind of get to this place. He's doing amazing things, and we just can't wait to see what's next for him. So, yeah.
Tychon, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you coming on. You're an absolute gem. I hope to see you doing many other really great things in this space, and I'll be rooting for you 100% of the way, and I know Danielle will be as well. And other than that, let's
fucking go!
I started the podcast with 5 years ago. Yeah. They're currently married. So then she started, when I still did the podcast with the other guy, she was like kind of helping out, just like helping us manage it, record, get guests and doing all these things. And then he said he was too busy, kind of quit. So she jumped on, and now you're probably 80 episodes in now, give or take 100. I don't even know. You're 100?
Probably.
We should find out what your 100 episode is and celebrate that. Because that would be cool. Like fucking, well, you have a podcast, you know what it's like.
Oh my gosh.
Why'd you start yours? What's the reasoning behind it?
Honestly, originally, it was because like I just wanted a space. I didn't want pressure of making content all the time.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have a space where I could have conversations, but I didn't want to do it by myself. So like 2 years, I'm like, I don't want to do this by myself. And then it came to me, I'm like, oh shit, I don't have to host the podcast. I could have somebody else be the host.
Yeah.
And then it came to me, and I asked my boy to host it. And then I was like, I asked my two other boys to join in, and the four of us sat down, had a conversation. I'm like, this is dope. And we want to have we want it to be about mental health, but not about mental health.
Yeah.
Not where we're sitting there being like, life is hard. We could just have like authentic conversations about anything that bothers us.
Yeah.
So that's really how it came to be.
It's so tough, especially for men, and like I'm sure it is for women too, obviously, but for men to talk about it. And I feel like you're like me, like you went on Jen's talk too. Like I listened to that episode. It's so much tougher for men to open up and be vulnerable and open and honest, like especially with themselves and with others, because of this idea that like masculine men, tough guys don't open up. It's like, hey, that's so fucking like 1990. Like today's like, I said this on a recent podcast, like to me, opening up and being honest and open with yourself and the people you love and like admitting that you're not okay is one of the toughest things you can do.
Well, like 5 years ago, I could have gone onto a podcast or a TV show, anything like that, and spoken about my mental health or how I'm not even mental health, how I'm feeling. And people would think that's normal. If one of you did that, people would question it and be like, what's wrong? What's happening?
Is he okay? Like what?
Nowadays, it's, I guess, becoming, which is a great thing, more accessible for people to be able, like men to talk about it.
When did you start talking about it openly?
I think probably about 3 years ago. I think when I started talking about it is when I started on social media. And one thing I realized about going to social media, I just couldn't be fake. I was just like, when something's really on my chest, it felt really hard to just pretend like everything's amazing. And I remember just feeling all this pressure being on social media. I'm like, oh, I got to talk about what this is like, because like I had just won Big Brother. I came off TV, and it's like everyone was like, what's next? And I was like,
I don't know.
I guess I gotta become a content creator. And then I'm looking at these analytics and I'm like, I gotta do well. I gotta perform for everybody. And it was so stressful and heavy. And I'm like, nah, I gotta talk about the real about this. And that's kind of how I started talking about it. And at the time, it wasn't easy. But as I did it more and more, it became a lot easier. But like, I think a lot of men struggle is because like, we gotta carry this identity. And then on top of that, sometimes it's like the community that you're in or the friends that you have sort of sometimes dictate your identity. So when you try to change, it's like they're holding on to the old you. So it's like when you try to become the new you, it sometimes can be hard depending on who you're surrounded with.
Question, do you think you would be able to go into Big Brother and kind of play the game you played if you had your mentality now?
Yeah. I think I'm even better at it. Now I'm even more empathetic. Before I was kind of like getting there, but now it's like I would really ask people questions. Like now I know how to ask people questions. Now I know how to listen. Before I didn't really know those things. I just kind of just went off vibes. I was more of like a vibes guy. Yeah. But now I'm like, when people talk, I actually listen now. Before, I wasn't really listening.
One of the best parts about having a podcast, and the longer you do it, I think you're on episode, 15, 16?
Something like that, yeah.
The more you do it, like, this has made me a way better listener. And again, we don't have preset questions. It's not like we know what we want to talk about, right? But you have to listen and actively like think, okay, what did our guest say? What did we talk about? Like, what main points? What do I curious about? How do I tie this into the next conversation? How do I tie this into the point that I want to bring up? And becoming a better listener has benefited my life in so many fucking ways. And like hosting a podcast, like even when I go out on dates or I meet new people or have new friends, I'm always like asking them genuine questions based off the answers they're giving me and based off what they're saying. It's not like, okay, tell me what you do for work. Tell me this. It's like, okay, we just talked about, you know, your stress at work. It was like, okay, well, like, how can we make this better? What's your plan to change the stress levels at work? Like, you're not just asking questions to ask questions. You're asking questions because you're genuinely listening and interested.
Well, it's kind of like I'm not a big dater, and I was going on a date last year, and I call Ricky freaking out, being like, "Oh my god, I'm so nervous."
True story.
Like, what the fuck do I do? I don't want to go. Like, how do I bail? Like, make sure you don't have plans so I can come. Like, escape. Like, what do I do? What do I talk about? And then Ricky just
that's when she said, what do I talk about?
What do I talk about? And Ricky's like, Danielle, and I'm a social person. He's like, don't, like, you're being so dramatic and you're being so stupid right now. He's like, treat it as if like you're like doing the podcast. What do we do every single podcast? We go in there and we have conversation with people. It's the exact same thing. And if you run out of topics,
ask a podcast question.
Ask a podcast question.
Yeah, we have basic generic questions that, like, if you get stuck, if you want to pivot, like, you know, tell us about the favorite place you've ever traveled. That's like an easy one because everyone's got a good answer to that. Or, you know,
yeah, but since I switched my mentality on that, like, I'm not scared to go into kind of like situations in that way.
I'm a great dater.
Well, fuck it, let's get into this. Okay, so
I'm a great dater because of the question.
Yeah.
Listen, you know?
Well, one of the things I did want to talk to you about. So was it Virgin 99 or Kiss 925?
I think it was Virgin.
Virgin.
Yeah.
Tell me the whole fucking story, because I'm listening. I listen to the radio every morning, like, religiously, because I describe morning radio as elevator music, but with people talking. You hear them, but you don't actually listen. Yeah. Like, I need that emptiness. And I hear it's like Tychon Carter, the most eligible bachelor.
Wait, can you start from the beginning? I don't know.
So he was on Virgin 99.9 right before Valentine's Day as like a Virgin like Bachelor. No, sorry, not a Virgin Bachelor. Virgin 99's Bachelor.
Virgin
Radio. So they had like a little mini dating show. And I heard, I'm like, I fucking listened. I got to work and kept it on just so I could finish it. I was on the live stream. I was watching. I was fired up. So tell me the whole story. Tell me how the date went. I want to know everything.
Yo, so crazy story. So Virgin Radio reaches out to me and they're like, hey, we're hosting this Toronto man's dating game. We'd love for you to be the Toronto man. And I was like, the hell is this? So I look into it.
Mic closer, yeah.
Oh, sorry. So I look into it and I realize, like, it's kind of like The Bachelor mixed with Love is Blind.
Oh, because it's on a radio.
Well, yeah. And you don't see the person.
And you don't see the people. So the idea is there's 3 contestants, which they selected. So they do a post. And they posted it, and there was like 700 women being like,
"Bro, this is wild."
It was wild. Insane. Like hundreds and hundreds of women being like, "I want to be on this."
Mind you, they posted some really good photos of you too, bro. Like, this guy's got like fucking Jack thirst trap, and I'm like, yo, I'm fucking applying. I'm straight. Like, fuck it. This man looks good.
The photos are smooth.
Photos are smooth.
So they chose 3 women from the 700 that applied.
So they chose the women.
They chose the 3 finalists.
Did you give like criteria?
No, they kind of just went off of.
So you didn't even say like what you like your generic type would be or anything like that. Like you just had no clue what these three.
None, and I only could go off of voice. So imagine I have no idea. So I get to the studio on the day of, and then pretty much the idea is 3 women will compete for a date with me.
Oh my god!
Well, let's continue.
So then I get there, I get the questions. They're their questions, first of all. But I'm reading the questions. I'm like, this really makes me look like a fuckboy because it was kind of like the question. I can't remember what they were, but it was kind of like, if I sent you a nude, what would you do? Like the most savage.
They're trying to play the game, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like
it hooked me. It hooked me.
They're playing me up to be this fuckboy, but I'm not really that. I'm.
Are you sure?
No, I'm really not. Like I'm actually really like single, genuine. Like I have this like. I'm just honest and real now.
Okay.
In this era.
Do you know what it is though? But anytime you're good looking and you have sex with many people, you're automatically a fuckboy.
Yes.
But it's like, okay, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a fuckboy just because you slept with a lot of people. That's like massive misconception. Fuckboys are the ones that play with women and like fucking mistreat them and aren't honest and open with them. If you fuck a lot of women and you're honest with them and they know that you're not exclusive, like I've had sex with a lot of people, and I don't think women.
You was a perfect. I would not consider you a fuckboy.
Exactly, but I've slept with a lot of women, and I've been honest and open with them. I don't lie to sleep with women. Like, so women are like, "Are you sleeping with other people?" It's like, yeah, that's why we wear condoms. Like, very simple. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, sorry, continue.
So
they played you. They made you seem like this relative.
Made me seem like a player, but like I dodged it pretty nicely. Like I'm smooth with questions, so I was able to handle that.
My man knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So then I start asking questions to the 3 contestants, and what I gathered was. One was about 23 years old. She sounded super fun, like a great time. No, like not like that. Like
sorry, how old are you?
33.
Okay, that's not.
23 is fine.
Not
10 years is okay.
I agree.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But like the vibe I came on was like I'm looking for a wife.
Yeah.
So the super fun chick, she sounded fun, but I didn't know if it fit the vibe that I said I was on. You know what I mean? Like I had to really honor that vibe. You know what I mean? Then there was a single mom. She was a personal trainer. And then there's this other woman who was like, I'm a business owner. I'm super into faith and community. Like she sounded like a wife. Like I was like, okay, this has got to be the one. So I'm like, who do I cut first? Is it the single mom personal trainer or is it the super fun chick?
So either way, whoever you cut, you're the asshole too, right? Like you cut the single mom, it's like, yo, that's kind of gutty. But then you cut like the super fun 23-year-old because like, yo, she could have been fun too. But
you see,
I know who you cut.
I was in a tough place because I'm like, I'm not gonna cut the single mom just because she's a single mom. That's not really. It's not fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know what? Let's see this through. So I cut the super fun 23-year-old, and then I got to see her after. I was like, whoa.
That's why I'm never going on Love Is Blind.
I was like my face was like, oh wow, she was gorgeous. So it was like, okay, fine,
okay,
that's okay. I'm gonna let that. But it was in my head for a bit. I was like, damn.
I mean, you can still hit her up now. Anyways,
I could, but I don't.
You can still DM her, bro. You can still do it.
I think I had her on IG. I think we actually had been DMing before, which made it hilarious because she hugged me. She's like, good to see you again. I'm like, again. But anyways,
okay.
So now it's
we got single mom and businesswoman,
and then the businesswoman, and I went with the, she just sounded super mature, super ready for like what I would be looking for. So I chose her, and we hit it off. Went to the CN Tower. There was a snowstorm.
I heard about that.
Oh my gosh, it was like a mess. I got an Uber, picked her up.
Did Virgin Radio pay for the date?
Yeah. They paid for not the Uber though. I wish they paid for the Uber. Because I want to impress her, so I got the Uber Black XL.
Oh damn, my man!
I had to I want to really make it an experience. Because I could have just been like, yo, meet me at the CN Tower.
No,
I didn't think that would.
No.
That wouldn't be the gentleman thing to do.
Yeah.
So I picked her up.
Good on
Uber.
You. And Uber XL Black, like fuck, good for you.
You would never do that.
I don't. Because I want women to know I'm responsible with my money.
Yeah.
I'm like Uber X, or sorry, we don't use Uber. I use Lyft. We're a Lyft guy here.
Oh, that is responsible.
I'm a Lyft guy here.
And you wait till the price. There's a thing where you can wait till the price.
No. I'm like a DoorDash guy, so I try not to use Uber. I'm a DoorDash guy, so I use Lyft all the time. Anyways, you pick her up in the Uber XL Black, nice. Take her to CN Tower.
So we get to the CN Tower. Crazy snowstorm. Have her on my arm. We go up to CN Tower. We take this picture on the way up. I didn't even know they did this. You take this picture. Picture looked amazing. So it's like we look great together in the picture. We go up the tower. We have dinner. Dinner is wonderful. Like we're laughing, almost crying. Just really good vibes. It was honestly a really good date. And then that was it. and she lives in Barrie. So that's like the tough part of it. Is like, I can't do long distance. I mean,
like Barrie's like it's long distance, but it's not long distance.
It is though.
I mean, so I almost think like, would you rather someone live in New York? Would you rather someone live an hour and a half away driving?
It's the same to me.
It's almost like the same. So it's like, if you're okay with living, I almost think that like the New York one might be easier because then.
I mean, it's a very fair question. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like London, Ontario, or New York.
I'd rather New York sounds easier than having to drive 2 hours in a car when you're doing that on like a random night. Whereas like if you're someone who's actually long distance where you have to get on a plane, you're planning for those times.
Yeah, that makes sense. Would you move for love? Wait, sorry, are you still single?
Still single.
Would you move and relocate for love?
If the love happens, if the love happened here, or it happened in a place where we fell in love first, absolutely. But if I wouldn't move in the hopes of it turning into love. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes. No.
It's like we meet on vacation, you're super amazing, I'm gonna move. Like, nah.
No, if it's just like you keep talking after vacation, you guys somehow make it work.
I don't think that would even happen.
No.
I'm not really a distance guy. Like, I really gotta see you. Like, if I can't, like, for me to fall in love with you, I have to see you regularly. Like, I can't do the phone call, FaceTime, the texting. Like, I don't enjoy texting.
What's your love languages?
Physical touch. So
I figured that. It was a fucking no-brainer. Yeah.
And quality time.
I was gonna say quality time.
Yeah,
I think that's
like, you can't do both.
You can't do both. What are you gonna?
Yeah, it's
doesn't work.
Yeah, but it makes sense. It's also good that you know what you want, because
fucking right. I was exactly gonna say that.
No, a lot of people don't know that, and they would kind of like risk it or kind of just see what happens, and they just end up wasting their time. So if that, like, Ricky's okay with long distance, I think I would be okay with long distance.
What's your guys' love languages?
Quality time.
Mine's quality time, and so I give love by gifts, quality time, and physical touch. More like quality time and gift giving. Like, I love I say it's not like I love giving people merch and shit. Like, you know how many people I sent my book out to? Is like, if I go on a date with you, like, I'm gifting you my book, like, instantly. Just like, I love giving people shit. So there's that. Then there's quality time is so nice too. Danielle forgot the lights again. So like, quality time is another big one. But I'm also a really good texter. I love texting. I love FaceTime, and like, you know, I went on a date recently and like we FaceTime a lot, and like I love like a random midday FaceTime, and she'll FaceTime and be like, oh my God, I just saw your story. I think that's so funny that like you got crushed at Barrie's or something. I'm like, I love that.
I actually love that. A FaceTime I can deal with. But you got to be local though. That's my thing.
So you only like that from girls in relationships, not from friends?
Yeah, I do not like that from my friends. Correct.
I was gonna call you out right
now.
You
are 100% correct. I don't like FaceTime from friends that I see on a weekly basis. 100%. It's one of my love languages, not my friendship love languages.
It should be.
No, it shouldn't be. Danielle loves to bother people all day long. No, but it is very responsible of you that you know exactly what you're looking for. You're not going to waste anybody's time, because maybe old version of you that might have been a fuckboy would have said, okay, I gotta smash. Let me see this through until I smash or something. Which is like, yo, when we're 22 years old, like shit like that happens.
I would always see it through.
At least he's an honest man.
Like,
at least
we're
he's an honest
seeing this through. Like,
yeah, because sometimes you never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your dream woman like now?
Dream woman, what is she like? She is open-minded, ambitious, fun, caring, attentive, adventurous, beautiful. She gotta be beautiful.
Fair enough.
That's really important to me. What else? Just somebody who, how do I describe it?
See, this would be good if we edited to put all the bubbles right now above his head in post-production. And it's like you're just swiping through all these like beautiful like celebrity crushes. You know what I mean?
Someone's funny.
Yeah.
I want her to be funny. Someone I could joke with, banter with. I want her to be like my like I want it to feel like a friendship first. Like, that's my best friend. We could laugh, we could joke, we could tease each other. That's really kind of the vibe for me.
That's fair. I get that. Danielle, over to you. What's your...
Ask me this.
No, I'm going to ask you
today.
Danielle, you're in a great mood today. Let's hear it. I want to know, what's your ideal type? What are you looking for in somebody?
Someone loyal,
okay,
funny, family-oriented, passionate about something. Okay. Has to be like passionate and like ambitious about something.
Yep, that's fair. That's it?
Did loyal have to be in there? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that a given?
Whoa, that is not a given.
No, No, but I
Bro,
think
what
loyalty,
fucking world do you live in, bro? Loyal is given.
Yeah, but I think people like
Fuck outta here.
I think
They
people.
don't have to be on the list though.
Yeah, it's got to be on the fucking list, bro.
I don't think always loyalty.
I think
has
loyal's
to
got to
do with,
be on the list more than funny.
No, but like cheating, like doesn't have to automatically go to the like even just like loyal in like their other relationships. I need them to have a strong friend group.
That's a great
That
one.
is
I like
very
that
important for
one.
me,
That is
and I need
important.
them to be okay with my friend group. If they cannot get along with my friends, because I have some friends in relationships, and like not all of us get along with each other's significant others, and it makes it very hard. But I also like, I love my friend group, and I would want them to have the same.
No, you're 100% right.
That's a great point.
You're 100% right. Some of those, like I think having strong friends, and even one thing I learned in one of my last relationships is I want someone who's been in a long-term relationship. I want someone who knows what it's like to fight and to work through the fight, not to give up. I find that a lot of our generation now, if it's broken, I'm going to get a new one. Whereas I'm at that age now, and I'm at that stage in my life where it's like, if I find someone, if it's broken, I will keep fucking fixing it until it's not broken anymore. And like, I'm one of those kind of guys now where it's like, I will make it work, whatever it takes. Whereas before I'd be like, yeah, you know what, fuck it. This isn't working. Let's get another one. Again, this is if you meet your person, but it goes to what you're saying. Like, to me, that's loyalty. It's not necessarily cheating, but someone is like, hey, if I say we're going to stick this through, I'm going to stick this through. I'm going to be loyal to you, and we are going to figure this out even when it gets tough, even when it gets dark, because no relationship is without anger and hate and dark times. Every relationship's going to face it, whether it's before you get married, maybe it's postpartum, maybe it's when you're older. I want to know that this is my fucking ride or die. Like when we get in some shit, I want to know that girl's got my back and she's going to fucking support me no matter what, and I will do the exact same.
Yo, those are two great points. The friendship point and the been in a relationship one is big. I dated a girl who didn't really have
Close friends,
and it just, something was just off about her because of that. You know what I meant? Like,
Well, it's like I don't need someone with the same, because I used to be very like one-minded in the sense that I needed someone of the same religion as me. I've like slowly as I've gotten older realized I don't need that as much, but I need them to have the same core values. And I think it still goes hand in hand with the whole friendship thing. That's how you are prior to them. What, are you going to change yourself and completely change your life? No. So you want them to kind of have that as well. So I can't really describe it. Do you
No, I
understand?
get what you're saying. I do. Like it makes sense. I think everyone's got their hierarchy of wants and needs when it comes to meeting somebody. But I think there's some like universal ones that like everybody wants. You know, like I want a funny person. I want a loyal person. I want someone who's ambitious, driven, someone family oriented, someone who's got good friends. You want all those things. But sometimes you meet somebody and it's just like, fuck, the list goes out the window because of how they make you feel, right? You ever have one of those?
100%.
Bro, like sometimes it happens.
You can't describe it.
You're fucking right. You can't describe
It's
it.
just a feeling you get.
I had so many rules in my past about women I'm going to date, and I was single for 4 years. And then you meet someone, you're like, all right, my rules are out the fucking window. It is what it is, man. All right. Fuck
It
it.
happened to me. One girl smoked cigarettes, and I remember that was like a deal breaker for me.
You know what? I don't like cigarettes, but I've only dated guys who smoke cigarettes. And I've realized that it just doesn't bug me now that I think about it. Because some of my friends are so anti-cigarettes. And then I looked back and I don't think I've ever dated a guy who didn't smoke cigarettes.
So he pulls out a dart in bed, and you're just chilling?
No. Like,
Wait.
Socially.
Okay.
Mostly, like,
I
social
slept with
smokers.
someone, this was been about
Social
10 years ago.
smokers. Like parties and stuff.
I slept with someone once and we just finished having sex. And she goes on my balcony, lights a dart, has the sliding door open, and is just casually smoking with the door open, talking to me. I've never been so turned off in my entire life. Like, you talk post-nut clarity. It was as clear as day that I did not want to sleep with this woman ever again for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's very Quebec behavior. So
Well, there's a lot of Europeans too. A lot of Europeans do that. Well, let me ask you this. So we know what you want, what you don't. What's your best quality that you bring to the table, and what's one thing that you're working on in terms of bringing to the table
best quality I bring to the table,
in a relationship?
my presence.
Okay.
I'm very present. Like I said, like I talked about being a good listener. One thing about me is when I'm with my person, I'm
Yeah.
Like I'm fully in it. I'm fully invested. I'm fully there. So it's like I'm very present, and I think people have told me that's a really strong quality of mine. And I feel
It is
like,
a good one.
Yeah, like I'm not on my phone. I'm not like there's no divided attention.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really undivided. The thing that I'm working on is it's when I'm not present. So like when we're not face to face, I tend to be like present somewhere else.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is fair, but sometimes it could come off as if
Dismissive
You're not
or
interested.
something.
yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not thinking about you. I'm not. But it's like I am. But like I'm just doing.
You're present in the other situation.
I feel like based on what you said, you put like 100% into whatever you're doing in that moment of your
Yeah.
energy.
And sometimes it's like it is partially my ADHD. Like when I'm doing something, it's like my mind's all over the place. Like I can't.
Yeah.
It feels like there's too much going on sometimes, or I'm just really locked in. Like it's one of the two.
See, I almost find that like it's almost like it's like a green flag by asking that question. It's like you're aware of what
Yeah, I
the
think
issue
so. It's
is.
a great
So if
answer.
you're able to acknowledge it and say that you're working on it, and even if it doesn't ever change, like you're at least aware of kind of like that weakness. 'Cause so many people aren't.
And you know what? Just to add to that, what makes it so challenging is that that's very confusing. Because imagine, like, when I'm in front of you, I'm like, and then when I'm gone, you're like, hello? Question mark. Hey, what, like,
Triple texting, yo, forget about
you
me.
voice
this guy a
that?
fraud?
Do you voice that to the people you're dating?
I do, but like, it's one of those things that's easier said than done. Like when you tell someone and someone's like, yeah, I get it, and then they feel it. It's like it's not the same. Like, you know, like.
At least you're self-aware in this.
That's what I'm saying. I think the self-awareness to me, I don't know, like if someone was like, if said it to me and like this was, I would like be like, okay, fine. And I wouldn't worry about it. The reason why I think a lot of girls like spin the wheel sometimes is because they're unaware of people's behaviors and like how they're going to act. Oh, is it because he's talking to another girl? Is he focused on this? Does he not like me? Does he not this? But it's like if you're reassuring the person, and maybe that's just because that's what they need.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest thing holding you back from meeting your person?
I honestly think it might be the openness,
Okay, what do you mean by that?
like the willingness to meet my person.
Okay. So you're saying you're not super open, or you're not actively trying to meet your person?
I don't feel like I'm trying. Like I feel like I'm kind of just.
Is there a reason?
There's part of me that was. This is like a man thing. Like,
Okay.
like something that men I feel like do. Sometimes we feel like we have to get to a place of readiness in our career, in our whatever we're doing, and sometimes like I put it in my head that being with somebody could be a distraction to the path that I'm on. So sometimes it's like when I start dating, I'm like, ooh, this is taking a lot of energy. I don't know if I can handle this. And I think sometimes like my lack of openness to actually see something through might be holding me back.
Do you think that if you met the right person, like, instead of taking your energy, they would give you extra energy to go and like take over your dreams and be super ready? Because I don't know the exact quote, but you know, behind every strong man, every successful man, there's an even stronger, more independent, powerful woman or whatever, right? Like they say that, you know, all these, you know, Amazon and Jeff Bezos wouldn't have been built if it wasn't for the support of his wife when she did whatever. You got what I'm saying? Do you think that if you met the right person, you would feel that you would be ready? Maybe.
In theory, I believe that.
Okay.
But sometimes in practice,
That's fair.
I confuse myself.
Well, I feel like from what you're saying, like you're not opening yourself up even to meet that person to potentially be in that situation. If that makes
Makes sense. Well, and speaking of that, what are you working on right now that it will make you feel like you'll be ready? Because obviously, meeting a partner isn't your top priority. What are your top priorities right now?
I think my top priorities are a lot around like my work, my family, and then that's it.
That's it.
It's usually
Wait, so when do you think? At what point do you feel that you would be, I guess, ready or successful enough to prioritize meeting a partner?
I think that's the point. That's so fleeting. I don't know if that point really exists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I think that's
get
something
it.
I'm making up in my head.
I get it.
But that being said, I am like I've started talking to somebody and trying.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, that's
I'm
it.
in that space where I'm like, you know what? I'm actually open to this. Let me try. But it's a work in progress.
You're very self-aware, which is very refreshing. Because, you know, some people are like, oh, well, you know, I don't know. You know, it could be blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, hey, yeah, this is why I'm not. This is why. It's like, You're very aware of what you're doing or what you're maybe even not doing in certain circumstances, but you also know why. It's not like, oh, I don't know. It's like, no, I think because X, Y, and Z. And like, even when I ask you, when do you think you'll be ready? It's like, fuck, I don't know. Like, I feel like you might just find it one day, or you might not, or maybe it'll take a person for you to find it, or maybe a big milestone, a big success story or something. I don't know either, but at least you're self-aware enough to know what you're currently doing and what needs to be done in order to get to that next level, whatever that next level might look like. Danny, I'm going to over to you. What do you think is one thing that's holding you back from meeting your person? We've talked about this
on an episode recently.
Did we? Okay, so let's talk about it again.
Like, I literally said it, and it was literally, I wasn't like opening myself to finding anything, and I was holding myself back.
Are you trying to change that now or no?
Yes.
Are you? What are you doing to change that?
You know what? It's still a work in progress.
So what's the progress look like?
I guess putting myself in different situations than I was previously.
Sometimes putting yourself in different situations can lead to different outcomes, and I agree with that.
I think that's my biggest thing, is trying to put myself into new situations, or just different, even if they make me slightly uncomfortable, or let's say I'm in a similar situation, doing something differently there.
That's fair.
Just to kind of change it up a bit. And then I think my outlook. I was very just closed-minded before. And
now you're more open to it?
Yeah.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. I want to wrap up dating. You got anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay, Big Brother now.
I hate talking dating. Like,
it's just like
it's like we always bring it up.
I definitely wanted to talk about the virgin thing because I was fucking hooked, bro. I'm not kidding. I was in my car. I heard your name, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm literally on the live stream in the car, watching outside my office because I didn't want to go into the office having people think that this is what I do for work and just listen to my friends on the internet and the radio. So I was in my car. I got the radio on so I could listen to it, but then I got the live stream on so I could see what's happening. Cause I was fucking curious too. I'm like, yo, I hope he picks the hot one. Like, yo, fuck it. You never know, right? So anyway, and I think this was like the day before I messaged you too. Or like maybe there was the day after I messaged you, I found out about this. So it was like fucking perfect time. So I want to talk about that. Okay, transitioning over to Big Brother. Was it everything you thought it was going to be?
Can you just like start from the beginning? Like, how'd you get onto Big Brother? Like, how did that, like.
How that happened?
Yeah.
Funny.
Like, did you just like apply for it? Did someone reach out?
So someone reached out. So my dad and I actually applied to go on The Amazing Race.
Fucking right.
Because like my dad's a stand-up comedian. So he's like, son. Well, he didn't say son. That's not how he talks to me, actually. He feels like my brother, actually. So he's like, yo, T, let's go on TV. It'd be sick for my comedy career. And he's hilarious. Like, he's just
give him a shout out. What's his name?
Cedric Newman. Like,
Cedric Newman.
Unfiltered. Like, he's just the funniest guy I've ever met. Like,
see, that's so nice to have a fucking hilarious dad.
Yeah.
No,
I love my dad.
Not when you want serious moments, you know, like, Dad, can I borrow $20? I was just about to ask you. No, bro, like, I need $20, you know, like, it's the serious, when you want serious, the funny's not so funny.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's a great time overall, you know what I mean?
So he's like, let's go on TV. It'd be good for the career.
So we apply to the race. We get on, we get casted. Turns out, guess what year it is?
COVID.
There we go. So it's COVID. They're like, we're postponing the season. We'll let you guys know whatever happens. And then nothing. A few months later, I get a message from the producer from the race. And she's
Did you go on Amazing Race, though?
We'll get to that after.
You may have been on my friend's season.
Hold on. Sorry. We're following this storyline.
So then one of the producers reaches out to me and she goes, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I was one of the producers from The Amazing Race, but we're casting for Big Brother, and we think you'd actually be really good for that. And I was like, what's Big Brother?
You'd never seen any?
Never watched it. I had no idea. And I remember like back in the day, I had a friend, she's like, you should go on Big Brother, like you would win, but still didn't know what it was. So I was like, I don't know what it is. So she sends me a link. She's like, here's a few episodes. Take a few, like watch and see if you'd be interested. So I watch it and I'm like, what's COVID? Like, what else is going on? Like, I guess I'd be down. So I hit up my job because I was an urban planner at the time, really random. And so I hit up my job and I'm like, just started the job too. I'm like, hey guys, can I have 3 months off to go on a TV show? And they're like, you just started this job. And I was like, well,
it's not or quit.
I'm going to quit anyway. So it's like, you guys just let me go. And they're like, yeah, we like you. Fine, we'll let you go. So 6. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. So I start preparing for the show, but it's like, it's hard to prepare because I didn't watch the show.
And like, how do you prepare?
And then how do you really prepare? You know, like, it's really like what I gathered, like going in, I'm like, all you have to do is just not be too noticeable in the beginning. Like, don't do too much.
Don't stand out. I'm 6'8", jacked and handsome. Don't stand out.
No, but I think it has a lot to do with personality and like reading people's personalities.
That is what I ended up
funny.
finding out is the key to the game. But when I got there, it was just like, don't stand out. So then they had this draft at the start of the game. They're like, we could draft a player. I get drafted first. I'm like, fuck.
Bro, you're 6'8", jacked and good looking. I'm fucking drafting you first too.
So I was like, shit. So I get drafted first. And I'm like, well, the jig is up. They know they see me. But I just stayed quiet for the first few weeks. All I did was stay quiet and listen to people. Stay quiet, listen, ask questions. And one thing I realized about the game is, as long as you're good with everybody, it works in your favor. Because when you have enemies, it's hard to, when your enemy is now in power in the game, it's hard to be like, oh, hey, man, like, haven't seen you. You can't do that. So it's like, once you're good with everybody, when they're in power, you can be their friend and it still seems genuine. So I was just like a very genuine character. As time went on, players just started going down left, right, and center. I started looking around. I'm like, oh, shit. I could win this game. The hardest move that I had to really do was cut my boy. And that was like, it was nasty work. Like, it was just, I had to lie and tell, like, you have to watch it to understand what
My man's still getting haunted by that. Yeah, my man's still having bad dreams about that one.
Now, it was hard to do, but it's just part of the game. And it's like, I went in there saying to myself, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to be on TV. I'm just here to
I want to get that bag.
I just want that bag. And in the end, I ended up winning the game. It was like one of the coolest experiences of my life, right? Like, I didn't go in there expecting anything. And then when I got in there, I was like, oh shit, I could win. And then I ended up winning. And it was just like, wow.
Really do you watch like other seasons now that you've been on?
Canadian, not American.
Not American?
I would watch the Canadian ones because it's like, it's cool to support the people who go on after. And it was just cool to watch. But like, it was... Yeah.
Wasn't Ramsey on your season?
No, he was way before.
He was way before you?
Way before.
Yeah, because I remember chatting with Ramsey about Big Brother too. But okay, so that's the story. Was it what you expected, or were you expecting something different? Because then you can't really prepare for it.
Is it 3 months?
Yeah, I was in there for about 3 months in total.
Do you have a gym in there?
You have a couple weights in there. No windows, no contact with the outside world.
So just like, I think that's the hardest. Like, how was that dealing with
phones,
that?
No music, no.
Wait, no music?
No music.
Bro, my man came out on the weekend, probably dropped a brand new album. And you had no idea.
None.
Drake's dropping like Hotline Bling, and you're stuck in this house listening to nothingness.
Facts. Can't write. Can't read.
So like, can you just
wait? You can't write and read?
No, it's cheating. So like, here's the messed up part of the game. Your memory, like, so you have to, like, there's competitions where you have to memorize like what happened on day 6. And people are like, how do you guys know what happened on day 6? I'm like, because there's nothing else to fucking do.
Yeah, I know. Like, so what do you do? Can you just walk me through one of the days?
Yeah, that's fucking wait.
One of the days?
No reading or writing.
Yeah, just walk me through one of the days. Like, what did you do
like,
when you woke up?
Give us day 13.
Don't they like separate
Since you have nothing to do but remember it.
Okay, just
So 80% of the time you're doing nothing.
Yeah.
80%, like maybe 90%.
And are you alone?
Like you're in this house with all these people. So
Okay.
picture it's like dorm style. Like there's 2 rooms that have like 6 beds.
Any cute ones in there?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
there's a couple.
I was gonna say, do people like hook up?
Yeah, they
You got nothing else to do.
Really?
You got nothing else to do.
But like, there's like
Wow.
people start dating after. Like there's a couple that got married after. Like people, it happens. Because it's an easy place to fall in love. Because think about it. When
You got nothing to do.
When you're dating somebody, you see them what?
Well, think
every
about The
couple-
Bachelor. People spend 2 hours and 5 weeks together, and they end up getting engaged. So, like, here, at least you're every single day in a house together.
24/7, right?
fucked.
So you wake up. So first of all, you don't see anybody but the people you're in the house with. There's just a voice. That's like, which is Big Brother. So it'd be like, house guest, time to wake up. And then the voice wakes you up. Lights come on. You're like, oh shoot, we're up. And then you get up, you make some tea, make some breakfast, and you're just chilling. And you chill all day, walk around, have conversations, chilling. Lunchtime comes, make some lunch. If I work out, if the hot tub section's open, that's only open twice a week. That's the only outside you get, and you only can see up. You can't see anything else. Like you go in the hot tub, work out, chilling, having conversations. But
Honestly, it's kind of relaxing.
But you can't talk about like pop culture. You can't talk about anything copyright. So we're just talking about us. We're not talking about the weekend, or can't talk about that. Basketball, can't talk about that. Just us. So now you're hearing the same stuff. You're making up weird games like drumming. Like you're playing like weird tag games.
Can you play like cards?
No cards, no writing. Like we had a chessboard. Remember we had a chessboard, so we played a lot of chess.
That sounds like my fucking personal hell.
I used to joke and be like, I think jail could be better than this. Like I would
Honestly,
joke.
at least you get to talk about pop culture.
But like
At least you get a couple hours outside.
Yeah, there's no.
Wow, that's actually I didn't know it was that bad.
It's rough. So then there's competitions on the competition days.
Yeah.
But like those days are like you're just like so it's like everything's heightened. So when anything happens, like people are crying, people are upset because it's like your senses are just heightened because you're doing
nothing. And you also don't have like your like sounding board from home or like your close people around you. Like you are now relying on these strangers
who are trying to snake you the whole time.
Yeah,
So
like they're trying to win. Like can't trust anyone.
You can't trust anyone. You can only trust yourself. But then you think you're going crazy. They think you're going crazy. You think they're going crazy. Like everybody's going crazy.
I'm just thinking, like, just think about it from this perspective.
Danny, I love you. I could not spend 24/7 with you for 3 months. I'd fucking stab
this
you.
is my. Imagine our Mykonos house, all of us stuck for 3 months, not being able to talk about anything. No windows, nothing. I'd rather shoot myself.
Kill each other. Yeah, 100%.
I'd rather fucking die, and I love them all.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't know it was like that.
And it's hot in there too. I feel like they make it hot on purpose, so you're just irritable. Like it's just like it's unbelievable.
I just think going in there is a win.
I think I would just do like 500 push-ups and sit-ups every day.
You would think so, but you're just so demotivated. Like you just don't. It's the
that's
weirdest
fair,
thing.
Actually, yeah.
And then there's weeks where they ban us from food. So there was time where like there was like 5 or 6 days.
But you're bored. What else do you do?
I was on slop, and slop is this thing that they put you on. So when somebody wins head of household, so that's like a competition. If you win head of household, you get to choose 2 people to be on slop. So usually 2 people you don't like, or 3 people you don't like.
How many times were
you? I thought you made friends with everybody.
One time I was on it only because the lady was like, "You've never been on it. Like I have to put you." I'm like, "No, you don't." So she puts me on it. I'm eating. So slop is oats, liquid vitamin. You ever have those orange vitamins that taste like garbage?
Yeah, I like those.
A liquid version. Liquid version of that.
Okay.
Liquid vitamins, matcha,
Oh, I'd love this.
powder, and water.
That's actually kind of
And we mix it all up, and you either eat it or you could bake it. And if you bake it, you can add like barbecue sauce. We used to bake it and call it bark. And the bark would be like the cooked version, and then the oatmeal would be like the cold version would be like the breakfast. And that's what you would eat.
Jail definitely sounds better.
You'd eat it it makes you so miserable. Like you would never think that not being able to eat real food would do this to you.
Yeah.
But I remember I was just angry. Like I was just upset the whole time. And then Canada saved me, thank God. But like I was on slop for 5 days, losing weight. You're not eating I can't believe they even can do that to you.
That's wild. That's fucking wild.
It was nuts. It was actually nuts. Like there's moments in the season I'm like, this is nuts.
What was your favorite part about it, aside from winning? Like, is there one moment that stands out? Like, did you have to fucking get rid of someone you hated or something?
Yeah, his friend.
No, that was the part that you probably liked the least.
That part was
I said,
hard.
what's your favorite? What was your favorite part aside from winning?
I don't think there's one favorite part. I think it's like the journey of getting to know everybody and like all the laughter and the moments you have together. Because there's a lot of like genuine moments because you get super close with these people so fast. It's just what sucks about it is it doesn't necessarily last outside of the house. Like I still have friends that I'm close with from that season, but it's like it's the moments you were there. It was like you got so close, and it was that part that I love.
Well, it's just like, again, when you have nothing to do, like, what the fuck do you talk about? What do you do? Like, there's literally nothing you can do, literally. That's gotta be like, and we always talk about this because I used to say when I was younger, like, in The Bachelor and Bachelorette, like, how do these people fall in love? But then you realize you got nothing to do in this house other than think about this one fucking dude or this one chick. Like, fucking right. If I got nobody else to think about, nobody else to care about, nobody else to get excited about, yeah, I'm gonna fucking fall in love with this person too. Absolutely. And then they get out of this house and you're like, all of a sudden, wait a second, I just went on the show and now I got a fuck ton of followers. Okay, now my options are endless. Like, oh yeah, do I really love Jessica? Like, or was like, oh, I didn't even think about you. Sorry. Oh yeah, do I really love Jessica? Like, or was like, oh, I didn't even think about you. Sorry. Sorry, Jess. I just thought of a generic name or say, did I really love Michaela or whatever the fucking Bachelorette's names are? It's like, no, there was nobody else to love other than that one person, right?
Absolutely. Like all your emotions are heightened. So, and remember, like when you're dating someone in real life, it's kind of like you see them for a few hours and then you leave. You see them, but there it's like you're
24/7.
24/7.
Yeah,
so
that's
easy to
fucking
fall in
wild.
love.
Would you do it again?
Never in a million years.
Yeah, because don't they have like sometimes like those all-star season?
Never would do it.
You wouldn't?
But there's nothing for you to win anymore. You won.
Would you go to another like reality TV show from it?
Doubt it.
Because like I know right now, like in the States, a lot of people go into traders.
I don't know if I would do it, honestly. Like it's just at this point, I'm like, what's the point? Like I did the reality TV thing. I had fun. Like I've joked and said I would do The Bachelor if there was like a Bachelor Canada, or if they made me the American Bachelor. No, I think they got rid of it.
I think it's coming back.
It's coming back. I joke and say I would be The Bachelor, but like I'd have to really be like, I don't know if you actually find love on that though.
I
don't know.
I get asked on TikTok all the time what I want to do it. I have like a very tough time picking between women. Like I'm very thankful that a lot of the women I chase I don't get. Because if I was getting every woman I chased after, I'd be in a mental pretzel 24/7. Like I'm not even kidding. If I was The Bachelor and like the producers actually casted women that are my type that have the qualities that I want, okay, I could probably narrow 10 of the 30 right off the bat. Just by I don't feel anything looking at you. But then the next 20, I'm like, okay, I could probably get through the next 10. The last 10, I would fucking be in a mental pretzel all day long. Do I want the world to watch my fucking mental pretzel? Do I want
no, because then they always turn around. Because like look, there's been sometimes in the past where you pick one person and then by the time the reunion happens, you're already with that runner-up. Because you realize
do I want the world to see that?
Yeah, I know. And then you look like the bad person.
I would 100% look like a fucking asshole because I wouldn't know who to pick. I'd be sitting there fucking dumb face thinking, oh, I like them both. I can't. And then I wouldn't pick. And then I'd walk off the show. And then nobody wins.
I would be super messy too. So it's like, I think that would be the hard part because like, no one's going to be sympathetic to your messiness.
No.
You know what I mean? It's
so like, say you got 20 fucking women you're getting paid.
Nowadays, I feel like with shows like The Bachelor, because
no, they're
there's
not.
so many people coming, maybe not the audience, but other bachelors, they all have podcasts. They're all so open about talking their experiences and like what they went through and how like it takes such a toll on your mental health being on these shows.
But then again, the audience goes, well, you decided to do that knowing what it does.
Yeah, but you don't know until
like imagine
you're
I
there.
go on it and then I blow up and become this mega super celebrity, and then someone listens to this episode, they're gonna say, wait, he became a celebrity because he was, such a nice guy and had a hard time picking between women. He felt so bad breaking women's
Yeah, I
hearts.
get that,
Well,
but
he fucking talked about this 2 years ago on a fucking episode.
Yeah, but you just don't know until you're in the
You look like a
situations. Like
fucking
with anything, like you think you can do something, you don't know how hard it's gonna be until you're there.
Know. Everybody knows. You have fucking think about. It's not like it's a new season and we don't know anything.
Someone can tell you it's gonna be bad, it's gonna be hard, but until you're in the situation, are you mentally prepared to go through anything?
I mean, if somebody tells you it's gonna be fucking hard, I would take their opinion. Like everybody knows, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, to be that one person is very fucking hard. You've seen it. You've seen people cry. You've seen people have mental breakdowns. You've seen the mental stress and fortitude that it takes to go on these shows. If you decide to go on it and you have a mental breakdown, nobody feels bad for you.
They don't. And the thing is, it's like nobody, to your guys' point, like nobody mentally prepares you for what it's like to go on these shows. Because you got to understand, like when you're going into it, you're a superstar. They're like, oh, you're coming on the show. Like they're massaging your back, sending you treats, picking you up in limo. Like it's going into it. It's the most amazing thing ever. Like being a part of it.
And then you're 3 weeks in, no phone, no cell phone, no writing, and you're eating slop.
So it switches then. And then when you're out, they just spit you out like you never even existed. Like it's just like, all right, thank you for your services, bye. And then you're into this world.
Here's your confidentiality agreement. Can't talk about the show for 2 years.
You know what I mean?
Can't say anything.
And then you're in
Good
this.
luck.
And we're in this world where people could potentially hate you and not even sympathize with your character or your edit. Like they're not.
They don't know. You don't know your edit until you watch it.
Until you watch it, right? So it's like you go into this world that people could potentially hate you, and then you're not prepared for that. And then you might even think you're a celebrity. For some people, it's like you're not. Like your celebrity, it runs out. Like. And that's the pressure.
5 minutes of fame is gone.
It is 5 minutes of fame. And that's the thing, like a lot of people don't understand going in. It's like you come off and you might feel famous, but you're not. You're not performing hit song after hit song after hit song. It's like you were just on a show and there's gonna be another season and everyone's gonna forget about you. And that's kind of just how it goes. But no one prepares you for what that feels like. And I think that is tough.
Well, what's it feel like?
It feels like holding that fame is trying to hold water in your hand. And it feels like you want to hold on to it, but you also like, but how or for what? And it's like a weird place to be because it's like you want to capitalize on the fact that you got the exposure. And that's where the pressure comes from. Everybody that gets on the show comes off, and most people want to capitalize. But they don't know how. So everybody's rushing to figure out a thing to do. I'm going to sell merch, or I'm going to do a podcast, or I'm going to become an influencer. Like, you try to find your thing and hope that it works out. That level of pressure, no one's prepared. Like, I even wanted to do like a mental health program for people who come off these shows, because I'm like,
that'd actually be very, very smart.
I don't know if there'd be interest for it, because you're still on the high when you come off.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody crashes at a different time.
It's the like a year to 6 months after.
It depends
Even
on
2 years. Your timeline. Everyone's timeline's different.
Right? Some people stay hot forever. Like, you look at what's his name?
Jealousy.
Or Dom, what's his name? Dom from like he
From
Too Hot to Handle. Like, he was able to maintain that, but a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't stay relevant, and like trying to stay relevant and not being able to. That's a difficult feeling.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah. Well, I just think, like, as an example, the show like The Bachelor's the hardest. Like, there's like 20, 30 girls. 30 girls. Okay, let's just cut the first 5 who get cut in the first episode. It's still a lot of fucking people trying to make it as like the new influencers.
And then think
like,
about
from
it.
there,
There's a new season every 6 months
of girls
even,
and boys.
Even if you're the Bachelor, let's say you're the one main dude. Let's say you don't get married. It ends off. The show airs. The fling ends, you break up. Well, all of a sudden, The Bachelorette's airing, and they're promoting these new 10 dudes. What's the dude that I'm doing the workout class with next week?
Tyler Cameron.
There's a new Tyler Cameron, a better looking version of
There's
you.
not.
Who's more famous and better looking than
There
you.
isn't. He kept on.
He kept on.
He killed it.
Wait. So, okay,
he got the formula.
So wait, he's the one in.
But now he's not with anyone reality TV Bravo related.
But he's one of the
nothing.
1 in 100, right? Think about how many other Tyler Camerons there are that never panned out.
Yeah, I get it.
The super good looking, smooth talking, funny dude that just got replaced next season by the next fucking guy. Right? Because now instead of when you're the Bachelor, you're the only guy. So America's cheering for you.
Well, no, that's why.
Well, then 6 months later, there's a Bachelorette, so now there's 30 Bachelors essentially.
That's why a lot of the time, like you're saying, like people are trying to find what's their next niche thing that they can do. Whether it's even like, I just right now Traders is all over my TikTok, but like jumping onto a show like Traders, where it brings it amalgamates.
What's
The Bachelor in Paradise
Yeah,
comes
that's
out, but I think that got canceled. But even just like finding your next thing. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna capitalize on it and retain the same fans?
And it can be like a process of like desperation almost. Like, regular celebrities struggle with this. So imagine you're getting thrusted in that momentarily without having even, like, you didn't work. Like, a lot of celebrities, like, they worked for their fame. Like, they're performing, like, took so many losses for years. But to being thrusted into it and then pulled out of it,
you're 100% right.
It's not easy.
Well, I don't know if you had any hate. Like, how do you deal with the hate?
I didn't really have.
You got lucky?
I didn't really have much hate, to be honest. Like, I probably get more hate now.
Really?
Yeah, like, people just randomly just angry. Especially when I talk about, like, I remember I helped for example, like, I had a post where, like, I helped this homeless guy, and people were so angry on the post. They're just like, you did not need to record this. Look at what this guy's doing to get followers. Makes me sick. I help people and I'd never show it. I'm just like, I'm looking in the comments. I'm like, are these people serious?
Bro, I said this, maybe, I don't remember if it was recently, but
we've talked, yeah.
If you do a good deed and you post about it, whether you post about it or not, if you do a good deed, do you think the person on the other end cares if you videotaped it or not? No, they don't give a fuck because they got something good. These YouTubers, like MD Motivator, he's the best example. Like, he's made his entire fucking career off helping others, giving to the less fortunate. Do you think the less fortunate care that he's making millions of dollars? No, they just care that they got a new car, or they got tickets to whatever event, or they got money, or they got this, or they got that. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, but it's also the power of influencing. If
I
someone's
agree.
seeing you do something good, you're hoping that they're going to be like, you know what, I should maybe do this. They're maybe not filming it, whatever. And I said this exact example last time we talked about it. Alex Earl, she went and she was making meals for the homeless. That first day that she went, she was wearing heels. People joked around in the comments, oh my God, it's like meals in heels. Now she's made it a whole, like, I think it's like every 2 months or something. She gets all her friends, they go to a restaurant, get all the food donated, and they package up, I think they did 2,000 meals in 2 hours last week. And they've made it a thing and hoping that your followers will do the same thing and do a good deed. So yeah, okay, she's filming it, she's vlogging it. Could she have done it without the cameras? Yeah, but who says her 10 million followers let's say 1 million of them, maybe they'll do something good out of it.
You never know. Yeah. So but it's fucking funny how people can hate sometimes.
It's just like, what makes it so weird to me is like, out of all the content to question on the internet, this is the stuff that you guys are questioning. You know what I mean? Where if I was walking down the beach with my shirt off, no one would say anything. Everyone would be like, oh, well.
That's a thirst trap. They want it.
But you know what I mean? But it wouldn't even be, the hater wouldn't pass by and be like, why are you doing this? Like, it's like, but it's like the minute you do something good, now it's like your intent is being questioned. And that's the thing sometimes I think is sad.
It's so like, fucked. The internet's a fucked up fucking place, man. The internet's a fucked up place. Okay, but we didn't talk about Amazing Race. Let's talk about it. What, did you go on it?
I did.
How'd it go?
Not well.
Not well. Why do you think it didn't
Were
well?
you in Connor and Brendan's season?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Connor's my like good friend's wife, husband.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Love
so
those guys.
you crushed it on Big Brother.
Yeah.
And you fucking dominate. You figured out how to win. What do you think happened in Amazing Race?
Well, my dad and I are not good at being on time. And when you're racing, you kind of got to be on time. Actually, you got to be above time. So I think our level of urgency, I just don't think was there. Like, I think him and I are clever, but I don't think like we don't have that desperation when we're racing. And I think ultimately like that really bit us. And like we had a lot of fun and we got pretty far during the race. I think what complicated that season was also that it was during COVID. So what happened was 3 teams got COVID and dropped out the race. And they brought all of them back. So then it was like so many people still in the race, like so late in the race. And our last episode was like a double elimination. So they're like, all right, so we're eliminating 2 teams. They never do that. And when my dad and I were like, we're never going to come last. But when we were second last, because we've been second last a few times, we're like, we're not going to come last. But when we heard 2 teams are getting cut, we're like, oh no. So like,
fuck.
So there was
You think the sense of urgency would have fucking tuned in there?
It did, but like we just got screwed on so many like unlucky situations. Like we had to go in downtown Toronto and find these 2 people wearing red hats with train tickets, one for the early train, one for the late train. We ran all over, got the late train tickets, and when we got that, I'm like, we're screwed. Now we're 15 minutes behind. We're screwed. And it was what ended up soiling us was a sign language challenge. All the teams happened to know sign language. And then we didn't. And we got stuck there and we came second last. And it was like, how does everybody, and that's what the race is, just one of those games where it's like people will just be good at certain things and that could just screw you.
So I talked with a friend of mine. Do you know the Peter twins? Nicole and Lauren?
No.
Blondes. They were on one of the most recent seasons. And they made it really far. And the final challenge, one of them was like, they were in they were in a place with like the Aboriginals and like they had to do some like Aboriginal sign language or something. Indigenous language or something. My bad. And they had to do something with the Indigenous language. And like these poor girls have no fucking clue. The other team, one of them was Indigenous. So like they fucking nailed it, got it right off the bat. Yeah,
but that's like saying we're gonna go do something in Quebec and I speak French and you don't.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's what the game is.
You're just unlucky sometimes.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that's what the game is. Well,
that's how it goes. Yeah. And even like on our way to the checkpoint, like the finish line, or for that leg of the race, I guess there was an accident on the bridge and OPP closed the bridge. And I'm like, well, that's part of the race too.
Yeah.
Like,
we're done.
Bridge gets closed. It's like, well, it's a 30-minute detour. So I'm like, oh, well, we're done. And shit like that happens. Like that's just the game. Like you're playing a game where it's like things are random. There's traffic. There's like all the conditions are just part of the race.
Complete opposite of Big Brother, where you're like completely isolated and everything's controlled.
Yes.
What
fucking right
experience did you like more?
I enjoyed the race more because I did it with my dad. Mm-hmm. And it was like the challenges were just so cool. Like I jumped off of a mountain and paraglided. Like I climbed the Ferris wheel in Montreal. Like it was just like you just got to do these like really cool things
that you would never do.
That you would never like sign up and do. And it's like even like when you drive to a town and you see like those signs where it shows you like, oh, there's this attraction in this little town and there's that attraction, like, and you never go to them. Like on the race, you go to them. Like they find the thing in the town.
Pioneer Village or something.
Yeah, like they find that thing in the town and like there's some kind of challenge at that thing. You know what I mean? So it was like we just got to do cool things.
Favorite place you visited on that trip?
I would say
on the race.
Probably like the Vernon, Kelowna, BC area. I didn't realize how beautiful that area was.
I've never been, but my sister, and she said it was absolutely stunning.
Like that wine country. Like there was this area where like all the hockey players, NHL guys buy mansions. I think it's called like Vernon Ridge, something Ridge.
Yeah.
And this neighborhood was like, I was like, this is Canada? This is real? Like it was just the most gorgeous neighborhood I've ever seen. And I'm like, I did not realize like the Kelowna area was that gorgeous. Like I think that probably was the nicest place I had been on the race. Maybe well, I've been to Canmore before, so I didn't whitewater rafting in Canmore.
Oh,
that was kind of fun too.
What's we're nearing that point, but what's next for you? Like you've done a bunch of stuff now. Like what's next? Or what's on the goals list for 2025?
I think honestly, like really just building my personal brand and really becoming like a leader in this mental wellness space. Like I feel like that's kind of the next step for me. Like I really want to change the face of mental wellness and men's wellness, because I just feel like we talk about it so much, but it's like what action can we have? What movement can we have? And I think that was a big part of like why I started my podcast, why I do men's brunches. Like I eventually want to do a men's retreat. Like I really want to like take leadership and ownership in this space, because I just feel like men are in a place where we just need so much help. I hear it from other men. I hear it from women. Women are like, what is wrong with men? So like I hear this being the common, I hear it on podcasts, like men are struggling. Like it's like, okay, so what are we doing? So like I really want to step into that space of doing. So like through my own content, through the podcast, through my wellness brand, really taking leadership on this. And it looks like just creating more spaces where men can be vulnerable and feel safe.
I think
and
it's
learn.
like destigmatizing a lot of the stereotypes. Because it's like if I was saying like, oh, I'm going to a Pilates treat next week in California, there would be no questions. If a man said that, there would be questions almost, and like there shouldn't be.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I'm with you. Like I believe that there is nothing wrong with not being okay. There's nothing wrong with saying I need help. There's nothing wrong with admitting you're not good enough to do something or you don't know how to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. The mentality, this like, Andrew Tate and that kind of mentality that like men are supposed to be tough and men are supposed to be this and men can't blah. It's like, yo, fucking chill. Like fucking chill. I said this recently too. Like I've done all the tough manly things. I run marathons. I can bench, maybe not as much as you, but I can bench a good amount. I could fucking do Ironmans and high rocks and all this shit. Like that doesn't make you tough. Lifting fucking weights that are really heavy doesn't make you tough. It just takes time. It just takes time to train your body. To be open and honest with yourself and the people you love. Like being honest with yourself is tough. That's fucking tough. To look in the mirror and admit your weaknesses and your faults is fucking tough. To do it with the people you love is even fucking tougher. And like the fact that people don't get that and like, men need to be stoic and you can't fucking be emotional, shit, like it's fucking so in the past. And that's why like fucking men kill themselves a lot more than women do. That's why like the highest suicide rate is between men between the age of 30 and 40, I think, or 40 and 50, like whatever the age group is. And it's fucked up that like there's still so many people preaching this like, oh, men gotta be tough, men gotta be tough. It's like, okay, but toughness isn't fucking being stoic and hiding your emotions. Like there's nothing wrong. Like the more women you talk to now, like they appreciate the men who are honest. Like if you see my fucking DMs right now, it's actually wild. Like, where are men like you? I was dating a narcissist for 10 years who thought he was bigger and better and couldn't have an honest conversation with me about anything. Why aren't men honest and open? Why can't men be in touch with their emotions and blah? Like, when I launched my book, like, I think probably 80 or 90% of the fucking sales were probably women. And it's like, just because men don't comprehend the idea of being honest and open like women do. Mm-hmm. And that's what, like, people like you were trying to do, and like me to a lesser extent, trying to make it a honest and easy conversation to have. If you're not doing all right, fucking call someone, talk to somebody and share, because that's the first step. Like just talking with someone about not being okay. And like, I said, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not feel that you're good enough. It's okay to not feel that you're not on the right track or you're not doing the right things or you're behind in your career or you're behind life. It is okay to feel all those things. It's not okay to not talk about it. It's not okay to bottle it up. Like those are the type of men that are gonna fucking explode one day and punch holes in the wall and potentially hurt their wives and shit. Like that's the shit that, or hurt themselves and shit. Mm-hmm. Like, we see all these famous people that are doing really bad things to either themselves or to like innocent, honest, like good people because they're fucking hurting and they have no one to talk to or they feel that they can't talk to people. So I love what you're doing. I'm a big supporter of shit like this. Like I wholeheartedly believe that it takes men opening up and sharing their honest and like vulnerability so that other men can see, hey, okay, well, he did it, so it's okay for me to do it now.
No, I appreciate you saying that, and like, thank you for that. And like, I always say, vulnerability breeds more vulnerability. And to be honest with you, this feels like a full circle moment because we started the podcast talking about self-awareness, and it actually comes right back to that. Men have this difficulty getting to know themselves, and it's like these things have to start with us, and it's like that's a big part of why I want to be on this journey.
I love that. Danielle, you got anything else?
It's a nice note to end off on.
I know, Tychon, I appreciate you coming on, man. This is good. I fully enjoy this. Like, I think you're fucking awesome. Even, again, when I watch your dating thing on Vision 99.
Oh my God, I wish I could, is it recorded somewhere?
Still there.
It's still
okay,
there.
I gotta go watch it.
It's great. I love what you're doing. I love the space you're in right now. And I think good things are going to happen to you because you're breeding good things. You're putting out positive energy into the world. So I think good things are going to happen to you if they're not already happening to you. But yeah, appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you.
Bro, thank you so much. And I just want to say, like, you're an inspiration. Like, I feel like you're paving a way, you're paving a lane, and it's inspiring to watch. And it's
Appreciate you.
I just started a podcast. I talk about my feelings. You do it too. So it's like it's good to have somebody else in the space doing it.
It's nice when you know you're not alone in the space. And I have a lot of men in my life that are similar to you that saw me open up and they're able to open up. And I've got friends that 10 years ago would never have spoken about mental health. And now, like, we can check in on each other and we can talk about it because of,
like a year ago would have never checked in.
Literally.
And like now, like 6 months ago, and now they're kind of finally speaking up. And I think
they're getting it. And that's what it's that, like, I don't need you to open up and tell me your deepest, darkest secrets, but I want it to start with a conversation. And I think a lot of brands now are starting to see this. Like, I did a deal with Starbucks, and, the whole campaign was around like connecting with people, having conversations with people. Maybe not to the same extent that you're doing, but hey, let's talk. Mm-hmm. Let's talk and let's connect. Let's share whatever it is. Maybe happy thoughts, maybe sad thoughts, maybe personal thoughts, whatever it is. It all starts with just opening up and talking about it.
Absolutely, bro.
But appreciate you coming on. If people want to find out more about you, what you're doing and everything, where can they go? How can they find you?
At Tychon X Carter on Instagram, Tychon Carter on TikTok.
Perfect. If you made it to the end of this, guys, we appreciate you. Give Tychon a follow, give Danielle a follow, give myself a follow, and share this with a friend, subscribe, like, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace.